Okay, we've got a means of loading the ANPR data, and we also have a means of getting the car number plate from the user. So now let's try and put those two together. So when the user clicks on go, for this one here, we should get this data back and we can calculate how much we should charge. Okay, so I'm not sure if the server's running. Yep, looks like the server's running. VI static, and this is kiosk.js. Okay, so when the user clicks on pay, the amount owed, that's what I want to calculate now. So it's not 500. So let's make a variable. Let's say var amount to pay. Amount to pay equals. We'll start out at, let's say it's £5 in case the plan doesn't work. So what I want to do is to get the number plate that the user typed in, and I want to see how long they were there for. Let's put in some visibility. So I want to put in that amount paid. That's updating. Shall we have time of entry? Let's put that in. Okay, so I'm going to put. So first of all, I'm going to see if I can find the number plate. So var VRM. That's the VRM that the user entered. That is the contents of this thing here. Let's see what that's called. This thing here is called VRM. That's handy. Equals $hash VRM. Now that is an input box, and so you use .val to get that value. So that's the VRM I've read. And so the appropriate reading is going to be, let's look up in VRM hash, we'll look up that value. So VRM hash, and we're looking up VRM that we just picked up from the user. Okay, and that thing, if it's an unknown number plate, then we'll do something, and if it's not an unknown number plate, we'll do something else. So if reading does not equal undefined, so if we don't know that number plate, it'll be undefined, and the amount we charge will be £5. Let's update time of entry. So let's say $time of entry .text. That is going to be equal to reading dot, what's it called here? Timestamp. Timestamp. And we've got to get the upper and lowercase right. That's exact. Okay, now time of entry doesn't exist yet. We need a place to put, didn't mean to do that. So I need to update index to include this space time of entry. So far what I've been doing is I've always been kind of stopping the server to do that, but I'm going to have a new thing here. So cd source repo kiosk, and let's edit the template index, and we'll find a place to put amount paid. This is going to be time of entry. So change word entry time. And this is, what do I call it? Time of entry. So that's time of entry. Okay. Okay, let's reload everything. Okay. Get ANPR. No. Oh, yes, it did. Just took a while. And let's pick one. That guy there. No, he came in yesterday. It's the 9th today, and he came in on the 8th, so I don't want that one. I want someone who came in today. This guy here, he came in today. You know what? I'm going to copy that value and I'm going to be using that in my debugging. So what I'm going to do is copy that and here, instead of that, I'm going to put in that value. Well, that didn't work. I'll just read it. AD59XGN. So AD59XGN. Write that out. Reload. That didn't show up because why? It should have done. Let's restart the server control and restart and reload this. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. I want that to go there. Silly me. Okay, how do I do that? Yeah, I don't want that. That can stay as a question mark. So let's, that should be in the input here. Insert value equals, and that is AD59XGN. And this thing here is question mark. Let's try again. Reload. That's what I wanted. Okay, so that saves me typing in a number plate each time. That's going to be my test number plate. When I click on this, I want the entry time to be updated. First of all, I've got to get ANPR. Get ANPR takes a second or two, but it reloads. Then I click on go, and the entry time comes up there in this format, which is called ISO. Okay. Right, so that's good. And now I want to do some calculations based on time. So that's the entry time, and I also want time now. Okay, so that's the entry time. I've also got the time now, and I want to find the difference, and that'll tell me how many hours that guy has been around. Okay, let's do some calculations. Date calculations can be tricky, but there are some clues to help it. So this is to change word. This is length of stay. And let's change this to length of stay. Good. Want to calculate how long. All right. I'm going to do some stuff by hand, I think. I'll just make a note of what line I'm on. I'm on line 8. I'll save everything, write that out, and write that out. And let's reload. And in my sources, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Okay. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So, reload, get the ANPR data, and click on go. And I hit this breakpoint. So, reading timestamp. Let's take a look at that. So, reading dot timestamp. Okay, now that's a string, and there's a JavaScript type called date, and it ought to be able to cope with that reading dot timestamp. Okay, so that's turned in that, and I get it in British summertime. If you're in Myanmar, you should get a different value. And if I can change my time zone, maybe I can change my time zone and see what it's like in Myanmar. Set new calendars. Nah, I'm not going to try that now. I'll show you really why I'm doing this. So that date thing can say var entry time equals new date, and I can do et.get time. I love this function. So that is the number of milliseconds since some date long ago in the past. I think it was the 1st of January 1970. So that's how many milliseconds has passed since that time. So if you want to work out how long something has been, what you can do is subtract that from the time right now. So time now is this. It is the expression new date dot get time. So that's the time now. So the difference between these two numbers is the number of milliseconds that the person has been in the car park. Okay, so I can do that, take away ET, and that tells me they've been in for, wow, look at that. They've been in for 60 million milliseconds. So I can do that, and I can divide it down. So divide by 1,000, that's how many seconds they've been here. Divided by 60, that's how many minutes they've been here. And that's good enough. So they've been here for about 280 minutes. 280 minutes, and I should be able to work out the car park charge from that. Divide that by 60 again, and it tells me how many hours. They've been here for 4.5 hours. Boy, are they going to have to pay. All right, so that tells me how many hours they've been in, and I can use that on the basis of the calculation. Now, you've got a table in your coursework document that tells you how to work out what the charge should be. And it says here 0 to 30 minutes there. If it's more than 3 hours, that was more than 3 hours, so that person should be paying £15 because they've been here for more than 3 hours. I'm not going to do that calculation for you. I'm going to do a different calculation. What will I do? I'm going to charge them by the hour. I'm going to charge them £1 per hour. Okay, so that tells me how many hours they've been in the car park, and my charging is going to be £1 per hour. All right, so I'm going to say length of stay. So that is dollar length of stay dot text is number of minutes plus minutes. And let's work out the number of minutes. Var n minutes equals. All right, so it is new date, that's time now. Turn that into milliseconds. Get time it was. That's number of milliseconds. Subtract that from new date time of entry. That's that value there. Okay, so that's the number of milliseconds. Divide it by 1,000. Divide that by 60, and that's the number of minutes. Okay. All right, I haven't worked out the charge yet, but I'm creeping up on it. Write that out. And let's reload. So get ANPR. I'm getting sick of clicking on that button. I'm going to do that automatically in a minute. Click on go. I don't want debug. It tells me that's about right, so that's 276 minutes. Let's look for another car that's been here for a different amount of time. So ANPR, look for a different car. Okay, this guy here came in at 7 o'clock. I'm looking for someone who came in recently. They all came in early. It's now 4 o'clock. It's 1600, so I'm looking for someone who came in close to 1600, so I don't have to do so much working out. Okay, that person came in this afternoon. So that person has been here. They've still been here more than 3 hours. Looking for someone who came in recently. It's taken a long time. NPR. No, hang on. Didn't this stuff come? It comes in reverse order, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's find someone who came in recently. This guy here, he hasn't been in long. So let me copy that. Copy. All right. So this is the most recent person to come in. Was that a forward? Yes, it was. This person has only been in for a few minutes. Click on that and run. Yep, 3 minutes. So he's been in for 3 minutes, so he shouldn't pay anything. Excellent. Okay, so so that number plate came in recently and hasn't been in for long. That's only 3 minutes, and so amount owed. I'm hard coding that as 500, but I'm going to work that out. All right, so someone who's been in for 3 minutes. The reason now I'm going to implement, which is incorrect, I'm going to charge £1 per hour, no matter how many hours you've been in there. Okay, so here's my calculation. I've got the number of minutes. Now I'm going to do the calculation. Calculate a charge based on £1 per hour. All right. Okay, so the number of hours they've been here, what I want to do is to divide the number of minutes by 60, but I want to round up. So I say var hours equals math.ceil. Now ceil is ceiling, and that does exactly what I said. It is number of minutes. This is a inbuilt JavaScript function. You can look it up. That's minutes divided by 60, but round up. Okay, so if you did math.floor, that would round down, but math.ceil, short for ceiling, that rounds up to the integer that's just above. So if that was exactly 1, I'd get the number 1. If it was 1.01, it would round up to 2. Okay, and I'm going to say my charge for amount owed equals 1 times hours. That's too generous. I'm going to charge them £2 an hour because I mean £2 an hour. Okay, and I want to stuff that in my amount owed here. No, I already had a variable for that, didn't I? I said amount to pay. So that is change word amount to pay, but that's in pence, so I will multiply by 100 and make this amount to pay. Good. Okay, let's reload. Okay, this guy is going to have to pay a lot. Get ANPR. So this guy, amount owed is £10. He must have been here for 10 hours. Is that right? That's 276. Let me get my calculator up. That's too big a calculator. Smaller calculator, please. Okay, so he came in, he has stayed for 276.9 minutes. Divide that by 60. So that is 4.6 hours, round up to 5 hours. I'm charging £2 an hour, £10. That's what £10 is. Okay, let's find the other guy who came in. Most recent guy. That's this one here. So that is YF09WHU. Let me copy that and paste that in. So this guy is only in for a couple of minutes. So he was in for 3 minutes. But I divide that by 60, so I'm calling that an hour, and I'm charging £2 an hour, so he owes £2 for staying in the car park for 3 minutes. Yeah, tough break. Okay, so I don't know if the rest of the stuff is working. It probably is. Let's have a look. Network. So are we in the middle of a call? Yes, we are. So I should be able to pay for that guy's parking. Let's have a go. So he owes £2, and let's try and pay that off. So pay it off with £1. Yep, the amount paid goes up to 100. Can you see that there? Pay another £1, and it says thank you for paying. Have a nice day. How cool is that? So we are charging people based on how long they were here. Doesn't look very nice, but it's doing the right kind of stuff. That's definitely enough for one video. Let's stop there. I will just push my changes. So git commit -m. So we are calculate charge based on £2 per hour -a, and git push. Lovely job. Okay. Next video I'll do something else, but I'd really like to get questions from the students. So I think it's probably best if you ask your local teacher a question and ask them to email me. So rather than getting questions from all 50 students, getting kind of questions that are popular. You can email me directly if you want. My email is a.cumming@napier.ac.uk. Okay,